Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Good. You know, I think one of the most fascinating things, right, about our minds, right, is that when you believe something and you get good at it, when you know about something and you get real good at it, it gives you the ability to manifest it, to bring it into your life, right, a lot faster, right? And that's the big thing, that we have habits and repetition. But there's also something that lurks in our minds that will prevent us from reaching our goals and our desires. It all comes down to, why does my mind can't see possibilities of what I want? Or why does my mind shoot me down? Or when I do build a belief and I do build this possibility, for some reason it still comes in and it tells me I can't do it. And maybe even if I'm on a high vibration, or I'm staying positive, you know, and I'm doing my thing for maybe a month or so, everything is going good, and after a month or so, then I just get this feeling or this doubt in my mind, right? That, I mean, it's not happening. I can't see it. So it seems like the mind has something with time, right? The conscious mind. And this happens to all of us, happens to me. You know, when you're creating, when you understand this knowledge and this secret of how your mind works with the world around you to create stuff, it really becomes frustrating for a lot of people, because they know innately, like, okay, so this is how it works. So, and then when they put the practice in, they still are not meeting their goals, right? So, like, can we fix it? What's going on here? Why does it do that? Is there a rational reason for that? Well, the answer is yes, yes, yes. So, as I said before, when you do something over and over again, it becomes a habit and you become good at it. Then you master it and you can change it. But even more profound than that is, when you become good at something, right? But then you understand how the something you became good at work, that makes you even more powerful. And this is what this is all about. This is to show you how powerful you are when you understand, overstand, understand, whatever you want to call it. So I think we all need to know that. So that's what we're going to cover today. Overstand, understand, understand, all of that about the whole mind. And we're going to lead into one of the most powerful parts, that's 100 times more powerful than the subconscious mind. And that's the heart. We're going to talk about the heart a little bit too. But I want to get into the mind and why when you believe something and then all of a sudden you get into these funk. So here's what happens though. So what happens is, so when we believe something, right? When you think a thought over and over, it goes to your subconscious. From the subconscious, it goes to your conscious. So your conscious gets it, interprets it. So it's your conscious that's like showing the play, so to speak. The subconscious will push it up to your conscious mind. But there's one problem with the conscious mind. It has a very short attention span. So your subconscious mind is infinite. The conscious mind is like a little kid. It can get attention for a little bit, then it starts to act up. And what do I mean by act up? Act up is what you feel when you get these doubts and this thing about it's not going to happen. All of a sudden this feeling comes over you, like, man, this is not going to happen. I mean, I'm not seeing it happen, and it's been a month or so. And that is because when it comes to creating, the conscious mind has what we call limited access to information. That's all the bottom line is, guys. You see, the thing you have to understand about the conscious mind is it is a finite mind. So if it's looking here, it could only see like a little bit of the horizon. It can't see the whole horizon. So it's naturally going to tell you it's not there. And so when I'm talking about the whole horizon now, I'm talking about now time comes, because your conscious mind uses time as a decoder of events. Time is what tells the subconscious mind if you're succeeding or you're failing. Think about that. Time it uses. But here's a problem with time now. In the subconscious mind, there's no time. So we have a problem here. One mind says it's happening now. The other mind says no, it's not. So you see when we get this conflict of interest now, this is where we get all these doubts and these feelings, because the conscious mind is using time as its encoder to predict or to say it's going to happen. The subconscious mind has no awareness. It just says now. What the subconscious mind does, it says right place, what we call right time. Subconscious mind is all about aligning the energies to be in the right place at the right time. The conscious mind is all about, I need it right now, or I need it next week, or I need it soon, or if I can't see it, it's not happening. So the understanding of the conscious mind is, here's what you need to know about the conscious mind. Okay, this is what you really need to know. It's limited. It's 10%. So think about that. If you get that, you'll get this. Your conscious mind has only 10% to see your desires. Can't go beyond 10%. So that means after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, this is when it starts to act up, because it's a clock in your conscious mind that tick, 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 and the conscious mind thinks it's supposed to happen around this time. And this is why people get anxious and they get like depressed, because they have a plan in their mind to say, okay, I'm going to manifest this goal at this particular time, and it's supposed to be here. It shouldn't be no longer that. And then when they approach that time, nothing's happening, so they get down, right? See how that works? That's the conscious mind, guys. That's what it does. So how can I fix that, Mark? How can I fix like the self-doubt and just keep believing in myself and just believe in my goals, even if I can't see it right now? What can I do to do that? The secret lies in your imagination, and it lies in your habits, and it lies in your faith, and it lies in your self, like your inner self. Like, how confident are you that you know you're going to get what you want? Do you expect it to come, even if you can't see it now? And the answer should be yeah, because remember, the thing that's creating it is unseen, and it creates from infinite possibilities. So as long as you know that, you know what, I'm going to keep my routine, I'm going to keep whatever I'm doing, my mantras, my affirmations, everything I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep doing it, because innately I just know I have the faith that it's going to manifest. That's what's going to get you over the hump of your mind, because your mind is going to always do this. There's no way you can't shut that off. There's going to be times when you go 2-3 months, you're going to feel good. It's going to come back with a little bit of discouragement. You got to pick yourself back up. Then another 3 months, pick yourself back up. However long it takes, this is just a natural process of the mind. So if you're someone that's struggling with this now, like you're to be confident or to keep believing in your goals, now you know why your mind does it. Because the mind expects something. And now let's talk about what it does when it goes into the past, right? So on top of that, on top of your mind using the time thing to kind of mess you up, now it uses your own experiences against you. So remember now, I said it's 10%. So what the mind does to make up for its limit, it copies the past. So it has a map of reality of the past, and it looks back in all the stuff in your life, in your past, and it says, you know what, hold up, the sun's coming up. The mind says, you know what, man, I have a copy of everything we ever done in the past. So if Mark wants to do anything new, it has to match what he's done in the past. But what if Mark wants to do something that new that's never been done in our past? What's going to happen then, right? Like a lot of us, like what if you want to manifest something big, something that you've never done before, right? How's that going to work? Well, here's how that works with the mind. Whenever you want to manifest something big that you've never manifested before, automatically the first line of defense in your mind is, I don't see how it's going to happen. Number one. Number two is, how are we going to do this? See that? So let me show you how you're going to fix that. So anytime you want to manifest anything big, when you find your mind thinking like, how we're going to do that, here's how you fix it. Flip the how to why you want it. Let me repeat that. You flip that how to why. See, now when we move from how to why, now we're going into the heart. That's what we're going to get into. And this is the heart is 100 times more powerful than the subconscious mind. So whenever your ego or your conscious mind is disrupting you by going in your past and trying to figure out that you can't do it because you've never done it before, just say, all right, but then ask yourself this question. Okay, so why do I want it? When you ask yourself why you want something now, that activates the heart energy. See, the different thing is your brain, the heart, and your gut. It's like 3 different brains. But when you know what happens, they have a communication channel between each of them. The gut communicates with the heart communicates with the brain, vice versa. But here's something even interesting now. The brain has neurons, right? Those synapse. They call neurons. Have these synapses that they fire off. Neurons are basically the stuff that gives off the information, and then you get an idea, and it makes you think. It makes you aware. Those neurons are the signal transfers, right? The heart has its own. So the heart, in the heart one, it's not neurons. It's called neurites, and this is recently discovered stuff here. So they recently discovered this. Like in the heart has these little cells, like the brain. But what else is more profound is your little cells in your heart, they can shut off the ego, the brain. They can shut off the brain. They can shut off the subconscious mind as well. Because the subconscious mind sends information to the brain, right? Because a lot of our subconscious mind are old programs and habits. So your heart can shut that off and go right to get you what you want. That's why it's 100 times more powerful, because it has no resistance. So how do I activate, or how do I use that heart energy, Mark? How can I tap into it if it's so easy? The secret formula, if whenever you want to manifest anything, here it is. Instead of trying to figure out how, just ask yourself, why do I want it? Whenever you ask yourself, like, why do I want to win the lottery? Why do I want to own my own business? Why do I want to be healthy? Why do I want to be in that relationship? Whatever it is, why do I want what I want? That moves from the mind, from the brain, and that's heart territory now. Because now what happens is when you have why, it has to create an intention, a purpose. Heart comes in now and gives emotions. So when you ask yourself why, you're going to feel something. That feeling is, as many teachers said, Neville Goddard said, right, the feeling is the secret. So when it goes to the heart, you get a feeling. Now, what does feeling do? That feeling is an emotion. So the heart says, and you'll know, okay, yes, we really want it. No, I think this is something we want. But this is the thing now, you got to understand where you're going to use your heart energy. There's what you really want, and there's what you think you want. Your heart will tell you the answer to both. If it's something that you think you want, that's not, heart energy is not going to manifest that, because that's coming from conscious. If it's something that you truly, really want, your heart's going to manifest it. The heart can never lie to you. The brain can lie to you. I mean, think about it. How many times we've actually wanted to manifest something, and we try to manifest it because we think it's what we want, or we think it's right for us, and then we try, and then what happens is the heart doesn't work there, so the heart shuts it off. So you got to go into your regular mind, your conscious mind, and you got to use willpower, and then you'll get it. But man, when you get it, you lost so much energy, you have so much stress because you were using a lot of your mind. So your heart wasn't in it. So you override your heart. But how about those times though, when you really wanted it? And when you really wanted it, it just seemed like it just flowed in, like every step was lining up. Boom, 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 boom. And it was like, man, I didn't even do any work to do this stuff. It just, all the pieces came together. That's the heart. The heart cuts out all the middleman. The heart cuts out the BS. It just goes and gets it. So why does the heart do that? What makes the heart so powerful? What's the difference between the heart and the subconscious, man? Why is the heart so much more powerful than the subconscious? Well, the reason the heart's more powerful than the subconscious is because it has CME, the creative magnetic energy. It's the energy that powers creation. Your heart is what gives your subconscious the energy to manifest. The subconscious cannot manifest anything without energy, right? Everything is energy. So where do we get energy? From our heart. What powers our body? What's the source of our power? Our heart. Your heart beats electronic. It's electric. You're an electric human being. Your heart has this pulse, and it sends out this immense power. You know, even research have discovered this, that your heart creates some electromagnetic field around you, 6 feet from you. So that means everywhere you walk, there's this invisible electromagnetic field that's attracting or engaged with anything. That's the power of using the heart. So, how can I use the heart to manifest, Mark? How can I bypass this? Because, Mark, I'm struggling, you know. I have limiting beliefs, and I'm trying to do this stuff, and I'm focusing. But if there's another way that I can just like bypass this to help me, I can use my heart. So here's the thing. You can always use your heart. But when you get it with the heart, remember, the subconscious is lurking. So you have to go and fix the subconscious. Otherwise, if you have old patterns that you don't like, you will sabotage yourself later down the line. So while it's important you can manifest anything with the heart, But if you still have self-sabotage and stuff inside, you got to fix those, or else you won't be consistent. So you can either work on the subconscious first, or you can go to the heart and then the subconscious. It's up to you, but you have to have both of them in line. So right now we're just focusing on the heart, the energetic energy of the heart. So I'll give an example of how you would manifest something from the heart, like I would do it. So what I would do is I would first think about whatever I want. So once I think about it, okay, I said that's what I want. So that's the first step I'll do. Then after I think about what I want, then I go into a decision. That's important. So I say, all right, Mark. So Mark, we got what we like to get? Yes. So I ask myself this question. So is this your final answer? My final answer is yes, I want it. That means I've decided. So I'm decided I'm going to get this, or decided this is what I want. That's the step. Now, when I decide now, my decision doesn't have anything to do with how I'm going to get it. That's important to activate the heart. So if you decide something, but you're still trying to figure out how, you're not going to activate heart. Once I decide what I want, I skip the how, and now I go into, okay, Mark, why do you want it? That's going to cause me to think, and now that's going to cause me to create a feeling. Now it's going to open my heart, because now my heart's going to talk to me. My heart's going to say, all right, Mark, so let's see if you really do want this stuff. And I'll instantly know that, okay, I really do want it, or I'll instantly know this is something I think I want. And it happened to me before. There's times when I made a decision and then I thought it was what I really wanted. But when my heart talked to me, I realized, like, oh man, this wasn't what I really wanted. It was what I thought I wanted. See, so I had to change course. I was like, all right, man, thanks. Because my heart will tell me, it'll say, Mark, this is not something you really want, man. This is something you think you want. And now I know that my ego is corrupting it, see? So my heart will tip me off and says, hey, I mean, we could go create this, man, but I can't go all the way with you. I'll help you a little bit, because I only work with 100%. So if you really want it, I'll do all the work for you. But if you think you want it, then I'll help you halfway, and then you got to go into your mind. So I have a decision to make now. I said, do I want to go, like, use willpower? So I never do that, because I know what's going to happen before, because it happened to me before. I'll go out there, I don't listen to my heart, I'll go follow my head, and I'll do it, and eventually I get it. But man, when I get it, the risk, the stuff to do it was just too much. It wasn't worth it. You could have stress, and it's just too much energy. And then when you get it, it doesn't make you happy the way you thought you were going to be happy. In other words, it wasn't what it was cracked up to be. It was like a fool's dream. And then make it worse, and you do get it, something comes along and you lose it. That's what happens. Why does it happen? Because it wasn't from my authentic self. Remember, your authentic self will work through the heart. So let's bypass that. Now it's something I truly want. So my heart goes back to me and says, okay, Mark, this is what we want. I was like, oh, okay, good. So once I get that, now I'm going to get an emotion. I'm going to get a nice feeling. I'm like, yes, this is what I want. Okay. So all I do, once I get it, I just let it go. And I do visualize now, because when you use the visualizing, it helps with this. So I'll visualize maybe a few times of what I want. But you know what I do? Every day, though, I kind of remind myself why I want it. See, that helps keep that fire burning. It helps keep that emotion, because every time I think about why I want it, it's going to make me feel good. It's going to make me feel like, man, Mark, this is why you want it, because it's going to do this. It's going to make you feel this. It's going to create that. See that? So I'm just focusing on why now. And when I go to the why I want it, my subconscious now automatically picks it up, because remember, the heart is what's going to create the energy. So the heart will send it to my subconscious and says, hey, go do this. Even though I said the heart is 100 times more powerful than the subconscious, remember, the heart initiates the subconscious. So my heart will give immense power to my unconscious to manifest it for me. Or my heart could do something even more miraculous. My heart could don't use the subconscious, and my heart could go manifest it itself. Because remember, my heart has my CME, my creative magnetic energy. Remember now, my heart can work like the subconscious, because it has the neurons, but it's called neurites. So my heart can go right there and just say, all right, Mark, just go get that. So all I do is I detach and I let it go. And throughout the day, I just think about why to remind me just a few times, and that's it. And then I'm just watching behind the scenes, and then before you know it, it comes to me. That's how you're going to use heart energy. So now you guys should have an overstand of how the mind, body, manifesting, those three components work: the conscious, ego, mind. And now you can go out and you can go create your life now, because now you have both ways to do this. There you go.